Hello and welcome to the Daily Royal. My name is Shelby and I have been a royal watcher for the past 10 years. In this podcast, I talk about the daily events of 7 of the European monarchies. So I talk about Belgium, the UK, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. I upload Monday through Friday with occasional bonus episodes here and there. Today we are going to be talking about all of the events from Thursday, July 29th through today, which is Sunday, August 1st of 2021. This is also technically going to be the start of weekly episodes going up throughout August. We have talked about this kind of for months at this point, but I take a break through August. I do still record once a week. But I ultimately take the month off because the royals also take the month off, essentially. So we do weekly recaps. I record them every Sunday and then post them. They come up every Monday. So this year is it's the second year of the podcast, but also the second time I've done this. However, this year I will be posting throwback episodes, which is something that I will continue to do next year as well, I assume. So I will be posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I will have only recorded a new episode every Sunday. Now those are labeled throwbacks, so you will know that they are throwbacks. They are not new. They also have the date they were originally recorded. But they're just some fun throwback episodes, ones that I really enjoyed doing. Just some highlight reels from 2020 are going to be kind of the last couple that I post, and just kind of a varied assortment of big events throughout what ended up being pandemic year. There's a couple pre-pandemic and then some that I would consider like post-pandemic part 1. Because obviously we have all lived the same life, like this same pandemic. There was multiple rounds of pandemic and lockdown. And I've said things are back to normal several times, and it looks like things are still not back to normal as where I live, we are actually encouraged again to wear masks, which is fine. I have put my mask back on, totally fine, but it is a little weird. So, these will be varied in length depending on if there are any events over the past week. Obviously, in this episode, we're covering a smaller amount of time. We're covering Thursday through today than we will next week, but I just thought this would be a good time to explain what's going to happen, and also towards the end, in the Spanish royal family section, I'm going to talk about some of the rules that I have laid out in terms of what I'm going to discuss, because this public holiday thing is very weird and no one else does it. But we'll talk about that in the section when we get to the Spanish royal family. So, we are also still living in the Olympic world. So I did today do a medal count, of course, as of, I believe this is still close of game, yesterday. I don't think there have been that many events. I don't think there have been any events yet today in Tokyo, which is actually Monday in Tokyo. So I think this is at close of day Sunday. So we have Belgium with 3. They have 1 of each, 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. The UK, well, this is what I'm counting as Team GB, which is Team Great Britain. I don't think that includes all of the UK, but it might. I genuinely do not know. But they have 32, 4th place overall in terms of medal counts, 12 bronze, 10 silver, and 10 gold. Denmark has 4, 0 bronze, which is kind of cool, I guess, 3 silver and 1 gold. Netherlands is coming in second for our group rankings in terms of the 7 countries we talk about at 17 with 7 silvers and 4 golds. Norway has 3, 1 of each again. Spain has 7, 3 bronze, 3 silver, and 1 gold. Here's my theory on Spain, because they have really amazing athletes. Some of their athletes are, like, some of the really good athletes are injured. But, like, in general, they have really good athletes. It's just, they're all going to be shining in week 2, I think. That's like when handball and basketball and, like synchronized swimming, which is a strange sport, but Spain excels in, things like that. I'm shocked that Spain is so low, but I think they'll gain next week. And then Sweden has 4 as well, with Denmark, and they have 2 bronze, 1 silver, and 1 gold. So, through this, we are still kind of seeing the same things, in terms of social media reach out. Not each, but like the Dutch royal family are kind of sending out statements at like the end of each day that they receive a medal. Crown Prince Frederik sent out something today that was like great week 1 of the Olympics. Things like that. Like, that's still happening. Anytime there's a medal won, is when we're seeing social media from the royal family's, like, social media accounts. So, still not the ideal way to royal watch and Olympic watch, but this is where we're at. It's all good. So, we are going to jump right in now, and, well, I guess we've been talking already for a little while. But we are going to jump to the Belgian royal family and talk about the big event that happened in Belgium. On July 30th, which I think was Friday. Here's the thing with doing this many days. I'm getting a little confused on what day was what. I'm going to switch up the way I do my outline. Next week, I'm going to pre-make that probably tonight because I'm finding that this one isn't working for me. I need days of the week. But on July 30th, which I do believe was Friday, the Belgian royal family sent out the final pictures and a video of the Princess Elisabeth completing her official year at the Royal Military Academy. So this is... I didn't expect them to send any more, honestly, but she finished her courses on Friday. The statement from, like... I don't really know what to call this person, so like director, headmaster, etc., stated that she passed her courses with flying colors, her training with flying colors, and that is that. Next steps will be announced soon-ish. Here's the thing, right? Like, the biggest question for her is what's next, because obviously she's going to continue her education, and they'll make statements. Then I was kind of expecting it like maybe in the next couple of days, but it may not happen until mid-August, just if she is going to go to a higher education establishment right away. I would say it'll probably be announced sooner rather than later. But who knows? So, the pictures are really cool. She was in a 3-day, like, intensive, training situation. And so there were videos of her, like, rock climbing, lots of, like, adventure-y things. It looked really cool, very awesome, super proud of her, which might be weird to be like proud of someone I don't know, and who doesn't represent me at all, just because of I don't live in Belgium, but I just think that she will continue to kind of like gracefully grow into this role that she has in front of her, and I'm really excited to see it. And I think like this is a huge step of that. I think seeing her on National Day the way we did, I think was like a huge thing. It's just very cool to see her grow into this role even more as time goes on. So that is what was going on in Belgium. Overall, I now officially expect, like, radio silence, although we've got this upcoming announcement, at least for Elisabeth. I think that's probably it. So their Augusts are typically very quiet, just according to last year and my following of them, and like different resources I use to kind of to track former years' activities. August has been very quiet in the past, so I expect that trend to continue with maybe just an update here or there. And I'm still hoping for a family photo session in the summer like they normally do. But we'll see. You know, it's August 1st. There's still a month left of summer. So, lots to look forward to in the next few weeks there. And now we are going to move over to the British royal family. In the UK, the Prince of Wales officially began summer vacation in Scotland, but first he took on a couple days of engagements in the Highlands. So he first on July 29th, which was Thursday, visited Caithness, Scotland, which is in the Highlands. It's near-ish Balmoral. Balmoral is in the Scottish Highlands as well. So he did two events that day. He went to a local beach cleanup event, and then visited a local veterinarian office that was founded in 1960 and just is like a staple in the community, which I found this very, like a very peculiar event. I haven't seen something like this from the British royals in a very long time, if ever, where they like visit one specific like business. And I think it's because it wasn't pandemic related. So things like this, I'm sure, have happened. I can remember a couple of things that had like royal, oh god, now I don't even remember what they're called. But there was like a shirt factory that Charles visited that had like a royal stamp, and things like that. But like, because I've been reporting on such a pandemic based world, a lot of like the British royal family events have to do with ways organizations and companies have helped in the pandemic. And so this was like the first thing that really wasn't, and it wasn't something that was super like in Charles's wheelhouse in terms of like climate change or like this beach cleanup. Like that made a lot of sense to me. But this veterinarian visit didn't. And not that I didn't love it. I mean, you all know my dog makes an appearance almost every episode. Like I'm a huge dog lover. It's totally fine. It was just very confusing. So that was day one, and then on Friday, he visited two more locations. This time they were in Shetland. So he opened a new fish market, which is awesome, I think. I don't know. and then visited the NAFC. It's a marine college where lots of different things are taught in terms of just water life. So, like, sailing, I don't think is the word I mean to use for this. But, like, I don't really know what else to call it. So we're gonna go with, like, teaching the ins and outs of sailing like a ship. Not like a sailboat type of sailing. Like, no mast. I don't even know sailing terms, but, like, none of that. But, like, how to navigate a ship. And various other, like, marine researchy things. So that was the UK's events, and all of those are relayed on the court circular as well. I have been kind of checking my app for the court circular, and I just don't think there is one for this weekend, which is fine. I didn't expect there to be, but, like, it's just not popping up. And it is now, like, almost 1 a.m. in the UK, so I just don't think it's going to. If something is to pop up, here's the thing. I'm not going to be super diligent about the court circular this month because I'm covering so many days. So especially towards the middle of the month, when the Scandinavian royals come back, it does get a little harder to do these weekly episodes. I still do them weekly, but I pick and choose different events. I don't talk about every single thing. So that is just, like, a little towards the middle. This gets harder, and I probably won't do the court circular as much. But then I will come back in September when things are all kind of back to normal, and we'll do the court circular and all the things. So that is what is going on in the UK. I do expect relative quiet, at least for the next 2 weeks, if not for the rest of the month, just because that is how this works. It is officially August. Things are going to be quiet. So that is the UK. Now we are going to go to the country where things are not so quiet. Ever. So let's go now to the Spanish royal family. So Spain is where things get confusing, and not necessarily confusing, but it's still not quiet in Spain. It's still not quiet for the Spanish royal family, even though technically they have started vacation. And here is why. The Spanish royal family does this weird half public vacation in Palma de Mallorca, which is an island in the Mediterranean. It's in the Balearic Islands, and they stay on the island of Mallorca. It's a thing. It is a very public summer vacation. There are paparazzi and photographers everywhere trying to get, and succeeding because sometimes they know where they are, photos of the royal family. And it gets very confusing. So there are, like, 3 kind of factors at play here. One, there is still an official calendar. So, like, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, and this year their girls as well, are doing some official engagements, right, on the islands. It's also the Copa del Rey Regatta, which is a sailing competition that King Felipe participates in every single year. He is a legitimate sailor. He was an Olympic sailor. Like, he sails every year in this competition. And so, like, that's a public event, but not an official event. So there's a lot of this, like, public but not official kind of thing. And it gets very confusing. So I have kind of created this, like, ground rule for myself that I started last year. I knew I would follow this, but then, like, everything that they did in public was an official engagement, so it didn't actually end up mattering. However, this year it seems like it's going to be a little different, because the Copa del Rey regatta is happening. So, like, today was like a practice day type of thing. The official regatta starts tomorrow, but King Felipe was seen on his boat, practicing and, like, being part of the team for his sailboat. So things like this, I'm not going to talk too much about. I will probably mention them, because, again, it's like this weird public but not official kind of thing. So I don't want to, like, talk too much about it, but, like, I probably will mention things here and there, especially because they're going to be the only ones doing anything really for the next for the next week at least. So just a little, like, heads up, this is probably what's going to happen. Things like that will come up. You know, it's unknown at this point if Queen Letizia and the girls will visit the boat they have in previous years, but some years they don't. Just like, and then there are also times when they allow photographers to know where they are, during kind of normal family things, and I will probably talk about them. There are certain photographers who are, like, more official, I guess is the word I want to use, that I will just kind of follow. Like, if they're having pictures, I feel like it's more of a sanctioned event, versus a paparazzi photo. Mallorca is hard, and it was hard last year to kind of set these rules up. But my general rule will be official events get official, like, conversation, and public events are going to get, like, a passing note. Like, I will talk about them, but I'm not going to go into depth on, like, you know, if they go to see a movie, like, I'm not going to go into depth on, like, what movie they saw and why and blah, blah, blah. Like, that doesn't matter, right? So all of that to say, it's a very confusing week. I will mostly go by the official calendar, but there may be pop-ups of, like, spottings here and there. We'll see. Today was day one. I guess they technically arrived yesterday is what all the news, like, all the tabloids are saying, but today was the first day, one of the Copa del Rey, so we saw Felipe on his boat, but then also Queen Letizia had an engagement tonight. She attended the closing gala for the Atlantia Mallorcan Film Festival, which I think is something that's, like, a patronage for her. And so she was at the closing gala. She presented awards for, I forget what the awards are called. Hang on. So it's called the Master of Cinema Awards, and this year it was awarded to Dame Judi Dench, who is, like, a famed actress, and a film director named Stephen Frears, who were both able to be in Mallorca to accept the award. Just a fun little, like, Spanish culture thing. This thing did not start until, like, 9:30 at night. Okay? It didn't start until 9:30. Like, 9:30. I just want to, like, throw that out there in the world. Maybe it was 9 and I just saw first pictures at 9:30, but still. I'm thinking, like, gala, okay, probably 8, but no. Spanish culture is, I love it so much. but it was so bizarre. And it makes me worry for, like, if I'm ever living over there or there longer, like, how late am I going to have to stay up to record for events that are happening late at night in Spain? It doesn't seem like they happen that often, but still, just being on the same time zone is going to be a problem every now and then. So she attended this. This was, of course, her first event since news of the passing of her grandmother. And like I said, this is something I had kind of known was going to be on the calendar, but still wasn't on the official calendar until Friday. And so by Friday, I knew for sure, like, it was on the calendar, so they didn't cancel it. And I didn't think they would. But, so this was, like, the first event there. It was her first event since getting to Mallorca yesterday. Just lots of things. She does have a few more engagements this week. I know they have something maybe on Wednesday. Let's see. All of that is Monday. Yeah, on Wednesday, they are all, as a family, doing something. So we'll talk about that, of course, on Sunday or Monday next week. For the most part, it is all King Felipe having some institutional things, which is normal, and he's sailing. And it is unknown at this point, you know, if and when we'll see the girls and Queen Letizia on the island. But again, it doesn't matter in terms of this podcast because I'm trying to, like, hit the boundary of public but not official. And if it's something that is very clearly private, like if they, you know, anything that's, like, very clearly not meant for any kind of public consumption, I'm not going to talk about it. Just a heads up, there will be some, like, royal accounts who will post photos and things like that. That is not me. That is never going to be me. Private moments are private moments, and I try very hard to respect that. Unless it's, like, a stupid decision. Then I'm a little feisty. But anyway, so that is the rules that I have kind of stuck to. That is it for today's episode. Like I mentioned, there will be some throwback episodes being posted this week as well. So Wednesday and Friday, those will go up. The one on Wednesday is one, it's going to be very short because it's my very first episode that I ever recorded. And yeah, it's a fun time. So please check those out if you haven't listened since the beginning. And if you have, please relive how terrible this was when it started. It's just one of those things. I decided to do this, and, like, one of the only times I have ever been kind of brave in my life was like, this is what I would do if I wasn't afraid of, you know, failure or anything like that. And so that night I just figured out how to record it, and I went. Things have changed a lot since then. I'm no longer terrified every time I record. I still say a lot, but I've just decided that's my personality, and that's the way it is. So with that, please listen to those. I am still going to be posting pretty regularly on Instagram and the website. Both of those are the Daily Royal, so it's thedailyroyal.com and the Daily Royal on Instagram. If events are happening, I will post about them every day. If there are no events, I'm not going to post. I am going to have some polls running throughout the month on Instagram stories, and I will still be doing birthday, anniversary things as well throughout the month. I'm just really taking the month off, and not even really, but I'm taking the month off from recording to give my attention to some of the things I want to change. So, like, transitions in actual podcasts between countries. So instead of just the national anthem, like, having some kind of something in there. I still don't know yet what that's going to look like, but just different things. So that is it for this episode, and I will be back next Monday. Have a fantastic first week of August. Bye.